Hello all. In this video we will study recursion and static storage class variable. So this is a question taken from GATE CSE exam. So here is the question. What will be the output of the following C program? Right? We are given a function count and here we have a call to count. Okay. So we have to see what will be the output of this program. Okay. So we will draw a runtime stack over here. So this is my runtime stack. The very first function called is main. Right now main gives call to this function count. Right, so we call function count. And the value of n, which is a parameter to function count, is 3. Okay, then we see there is a static variable initialized. Okay, since this variable is static, memory for this static storage class variable will not be on the stack, rather it will be somewhere else in the static global memory area. Right, and here we have memory for this variable d. Okay, and its value is 1. Right, now we know static storage class variables get fixed address. Okay, so as long as program runs, this memory will be remain as it is. Okay, when you exit from the function, still the variable will be there. When the program terminates, then only the variable for this memory will be destroyed. Okay, so then what we are doing is we are printing the value of n. So our output starts with value of n, which is 3. Okay, then we are printing the value of d, which is 1. Right, then we increment the value of d by 1, so d becomes 2. Then we check this condition, n greater than 1, n is 3, 3 greater than 1 is 2, so we make a recursive call to this function. Right, so we call count again with argument 2. Right, n minus 1, 3 minus 1, 2. So now we are into the second call to count, and we are yet to execute this printf from the first call. We will execute this printf from the first call once we get chance to execute this printf when we reach back to the first call to count. But for now we start with the second call to count. Now in the second call to count, n is 2. Variable d need not be created because it is already created. We again print the value of n, which happens to be 2. Then we print the value of d, which also happens to be 2. Then we increment the value of d by 1, so d becomes 3. Right, then we check this condition, n is greater than 1, 2 greater than 1, that's true. Again we make a recursive call to the function count. So here we have a recursive call to count again, and now our n is 1. Right, n minus 1, 2 minus 1 is 1. So now we are into the third call to count, and again from the second call to count we do not get chance to execute this printf. We will execute this printf from the second call as soon as we reach back to the second call again. Okay, but for now let's start with the third call to count, wherein n is 1. So again variable d need not be created, it is a static storage class variable, it is already there. Right, so we again print the value of n, which happens to be 1. Then we print the value of d, which happens to be 3. Then we again increment the value of d by 1, so d becomes 4. And now we check this condition, if n is greater than 1. N is greater than 1? No, n is not greater than 1. So for the third call to count, we indeed get a chance to print the value of d, which happens to be 4. So we print 4. And then we are done with the third call to count. So we are done with the third call to count, so this will be popped out. Third call for count would be popped out from the stack. We go back to the caller, we go to the second call to count, In the second call to count, what is left is this printf, which says print the value of d. So we print the value of d, which is 4. Then again we pop out this also, right? Second call to count also exits, so we pop out that part. We go to the first call to count. In the first call to count, what was left over is the printing the value of d, which happens to be 4, so we print 4. Okay, and then we are done from the first call also, right? And we go back to main, and then main also exits. So output of this program happens to be 3122134444, right? So that would be the output. I hope you have understood this. Thank you.